Hello students, welcome to TrueNIC Informatics. Today we are going to study metals and non-metals. This is for class 10, chapter 3. So let's start with the lecture. Topics to be covered today: metals, non-metals, physical properties of metals and non-metals, exception in physical properties, comparison of physical properties of metals and non-metals, chemical properties of metals, reactivity series and alloy. So let's start with the lecture. Metals and non-metals. Elements are generally classified into metals and non-metal based on their properties. Metal, those material which possess the characteristics of being hard, shiny, malleable, fusible, ductile, etc. are termed as metal. Few examples of metal are iron, gold, silver, aluminium, copper, etc. So we are talking about those materials which have hard surface, shiny surface. That means they're having a shine in their surface. Malleable means can be beaten into thin sheets. Fusible means can be melted easily by heating, and ductile means can be converted into thin wires. So all those materials have these properties will be known as metal. Example are iron, gold, silver, aluminium, copper, etc. So as you can see, these are the example of metals. So we are having utensils made up of copper, made up of silver, made up of stainless steel. Okay, stainless steel is, we will talk about what is a stainless steel. So we can take example of steel right now. So all these things are the example of metal, and you can say they are shiny, they have a shape, they are hard. Copper is there that can be ductile, malleable, can be beaten into thin sheets like aluminium foil, etc. Non-metals. They are neither malleable nor ductile. Neither they are malleable nor they are ductile. They cannot be beaten into thin sheets. They cannot can be drawn into thin wires. They are non-lustrous and sonorous. They do not have any shine. They are not making any noise when hitting with each other. And non-conductors of heat and electricity. Example: hydrogen, oxygen, iodine, bromine, etc. Bromine is a non-metal which is liquid at room temperature. So here are the example of non-metals. Carbon, diamond is a form of carbon. Phosphorus, uh, this is phosphorus, and this is boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, and this is sulfur. This is carbon, phosphorus, sulfur. These all are example of non-metals. Now we will talk about physical properties of metals and non-metals in detail. We will start with lustrous. Lustrous means shiny. Metals have luster, metallic luster. This means they are shiny. Example: gold, copper, silver, iron, etc. As you can see, these utensils are very shiny. This gold is shiny. So this is the property of metal which is known as lustrous. Means they shine. Ductility. Metals are ductile, that they can be drawn into thin wires. So whatever the wires which you are having at your home, the electric wires everywhere, it's all made up of metal, and that is mostly made up of copper. So gold, copper, silver, iron, etc. is an example which is showing that ductility is a property of metal, that is to beaten into thin wires. Density. Metals have high density. Example: iron, copper, gold, etc. Now what is density? Density is degree of compactness. Which one is more concentrated? Density formula is equals to mass upon volume. That means a volume will be more, then the density will be less. If the volume is less, the density will be more. You can take example of an iron nail and an iron ship. Iron ship doesn't sink because it has a huge volume, but the iron nail sinks because it has a less volume. So this is all about density. Metals are usually highly denser, okay, because they are tightly packed, and they do not have spaces between them, as you can see, because they are hard, they are solids most of the time. Conductor of heat and electricity. Metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. That is, it allow heat and electricity to pass through it easily. Example: gold, copper, silver, iron, etc. So metals are good conductor of heat and electricity because they allow electricity to pass through it. As you can, and heat also, as you can see in the pictures. This is a metal, this is also a metal, right? Next property is sonorous. Sonorous means metals are sonorous. It means it makes sound when they are hit with an object. Example, bells in the temple, bell in your school, strings of guitar. Okay, all these are sonorous because they make sound when they are hit with an object or hit with each other. They make a sound. That is the property of sonority, that is sonorous. Hardness and softness. Metals are generally hard in nature. They are hard, right? They have a definite shape, definite volume, so they are hard. Example, iron, copper, gold, etc. So they have hardness. They are hard. Exceptions are always there. We will discuss about exceptions also. Okay, but generally metals are hard. Exceptions in physical properties. Graphite, a non-metal, is a good conductor of electricity. See, generally I told you, non-metals are not a good conductor of heat and electricity, but graphite is an exception. It is a good conductor of electricity. Iodine is lustrous. Generally, non-metal are non-lustrous. Okay, metals are lustrous, but iodine is a lustrous non-metal. So this is also an exception. Diamond and allotrope of carbon, which is a non-metal, is the hardest substance, while sodium and potassium, being metals, are soft enough to be cut by a knife. Usually metals are hard, but diamond is a non-metal. It's a hardest substance. Okay, and sodium and potassium, being a metal, can be cut by a knife, and they are reactive also. Okay, so this is an exception for the physical properties. Then mercury, which is a metal, is liquid at room temperature while rest are solids. See, because of the property of mercury that it is a liquid at room temperature, we use it in the thermometers also. Right, so mercury is an exception because it's a metal which is liquid at room temperature. Sodium, potassium, mercury, cesium and gallium are metals with low melting and boiling points. Fine. Diamond is the non-metal with high melting and boiling point. Usually metals have a high melting and boiling point, and non-metals have a low melting and boiling point. But in the case of sodium, potassium, mercury, cesium and gallium, they have low melting and boiling points, being metals also. And diamond is a non-metal. After that also it has a high melting and a high boiling point. Sodium, potassium and lithium are metals with low density. Usually metals have a good density, high density, but sodium, potassium and lithium are metals with low density. Okay. So now we will talk about metals versus non-metals. So we will study about a comparison between metals and non-metals from their physical properties. So this is a table actually. Here there is a physical property, then there is metal, then there is non-metal. So conductor of electricity, yes. Non-metal, no. Exception, graphite. Conductor of heat, yes. Non-metal, no. Exception, graphite. Malleable, that means beaten into different shape with a hammer, into sheets. Yes. No, they brittle, break easily. So non-metals do not have this property. Ductile, can be drawn out into wires. Yes. Non-metal, they are non-ductile. They cannot be beaten into thin wires. Lustrous, has a shiny surface when polished. Yes, metals are shiny, but here non-metals are usually have dull surfaces. Exceptions are always there. Iodine is lustrous. Sonorous, makes a ringing sound when hit with a hard object. Yes, metals are sonorous. Non-metal, they are non-sonorous. Okay. Now we will talk about chemical properties of metals. First is a reaction with oxygen. Almost all metal combine with oxygen to form metal oxides. Metal plus oxygen will give you metal oxide. Cu is known as copper, is mixing with oxygen and forming 2CuO. So this is a metal oxide. Metal oxides are basic in nature. Some metal oxides such as aluminium oxide, zinc oxide, etc., which react with both acid as well as bases, produce salts and water, are known as amorphous oxide. Okay, so because of this, their property of reacting with both acids and bases, they are known as amphoteric oxides. Example, Al2O3 plus 6HCl give you 2AlCl3 plus 3H2O. Okay. Most metal oxides are insoluble in water. They cannot be dissolved into water, but some dissolve to form alkyls like sodium and potassium oxides. Okay. Metals such as potassium and sodium react so vigorously with oxygen that they catch fire and if kept in open. So for protecting them, we need to keep them in kerosene oil. For example, Na2O plus H2O will give 2NaOH. Okay, so you can see the sodium is kept in kerosene. If it is kept without kerosene, it would have burned like this. So sodium and potassium are kept in kerosene oil because they are highly reactive. They even react with the air present around them. Now we will talk about reaction with water. All metals do not react with water. Those which react form metal oxide and hydrogen gas, H2 gas. Metals oxide that are soluble in water further form metal hydroxide. Example, you can see metal plus water will give you metal oxide plus hydrogen. Okay, metal oxide plus water will give you metal hydroxide. Metals like sodium and potassium react with cold water vigorously. Metals like magnesium react with hot water. Iron, zinc reacts with steam, while lead, silver, and gold do not react with water at all. As you can see in the equation, 2K that mean potassium plus H2O will give potassium hydroxide KOH plus H2 and heat energy will be also given. Fine. This is reactivity series of metals. Okay. Activity series, reactivity series, anything you can say. Potassium is the most reactive metal and here it decreases, then this is the least reactive metal. Reactivity series decreases in this direction. Potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, uh, hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver, gold. Like this it decreases. Fine. Now what is an alloy? Alloy is a homogeneous mixture of a metal and two or more other metals or non-metals. Homo means same. Okay, so it's a homogeneous mixture in which you will not see the components different. Like for example, sugar solution and salt solution is an homogeneous mixture and sand and water is an heterogeneous mixture. So alloy is an homogeneous mixture in which all the components are same and they are not visible. They do not have distant boundaries. Okay, so it has better properties than metal, like in case of strength, corrosion, and lower electrical conductivity and melting points. So basically, alloys are more beneficial, you can say. And how are they prepared? They prepare by melting primary metal first and then dissolving other in the definite proportion and then cooling to room temperature. So you will make the primary metal, that means the proportion of the metal which is more will be first melted, then the other metal will be added in that in a definite proportion. So this is how alloys are prepared. Okay. Some common alloys: stainless steel, alloy of iron, nickel, and chromium; brass, alloy of copper and zinc; bronze, alloy of copper and tin; solder, alloy of lead and tin; amalgam, any alloy containing mercury; alloy of gold contains gold or silver or copper. Okay, gold will be more, silver and copper will be less, because gold is in pure form is very soft metal, so it cannot be given in a proper shape. So whenever 24 karat gold, we cannot make ornaments, we cannot make jewelry from them. So always gold is having some other metal in some of the little bit mixture of other metal. Like I'm having these bangles in my hand. Okay, so this cannot be constructed like this if this is pure gold. Fine, because gold is very soft. Examples of alloy. Brass is made up of copper and zinc, used for door handles and fitting. Bronze, you might have heard third position person always get a bronze medal. So copper and tin for statues and for medals. Solder, uh, tin and lead, soldering metals together. Stainless steel, iron, chromium and nickel. Cutlery, kitchen sinks, etc. So stainless steel is a bit expensive also, right? So as you can see, it is used in brass saxophone, stainless steel sink, gold bracelet, and bronze statue. Okay, so all these things are used for making these items, and there are other items also. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you have enjoyed the lecture and understood it very well. Thank you.